Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, and it has been a while since I filmed a proper sit-down video, but I've been thinking about the types of videos I would like to do on my channel, and I've decided I want to try and bring back my watching as many first-time viewings as I can in 2026 videos, because I felt like that was a good way to sort of wrap up the new to me movies that I was watching that weren't at the cinema. So I'm going to try and catch up on these videos because I've got about 3 that I need to film to catch up on, because I've been watching actually quite a few new to me movies lately, which has been good because that has been a bit lacking. But yeah, I've missed talking about movies that I've been watching. I know I talk about the movies that I see at the cinema, but I do watch you know, a lot of other movies. I rewatch a lot of movies too, but I thought the next lot of videos I want to try and catch up on are the watching as many movies as I can in 2026, or like first time viewings in 2026, and this is going to be 41 to 45. So yeah, I'll just get straight into it, and the first one that I have to talk about is Primate, which I wasn't too sure about initially on watching, because I rented it on Amazon Prime, like through the Prime rental store, because it was down to like $7, and the first couple of minutes I was like, do I need to turn this off? Is this going to be a me type of horror movie? Because yes, a character had their face ripped off by the killer. I think it was a chimp. I think that was the animal. Yeah, he had his face ripped off. So, and that was like the first few minutes, and I went, I don't know if I'm going to like this movie. Is this going to be another Hereditary situation? Where there was a moment where I should have turned it off, and I went, no, let's watch the whole thing, and then I was traumatized for a while. So, yeah. Primate actually ended up surprising me. I wasn't too sure what to expect after that opening sequence, but I was really curious about how they were going to escape, because it's set in a pretty remote location, and most of the film, the characters who are trying to survive are in the water, because like the Apes chimp, I can't quite remember, it's been a while since I've seen it, like he has rabies and he's just killing everybody. There were some interesting deaths, I will say that. So I don't know if I'm getting better with body horror, or like body horror and gore, or yeah, I don't know what that says about me, but I did end up liking this one overall. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know if I would necessarily rewatch this or feel the need to add it to my horror collection, but I'm glad I did check this one out. So I did watch Primate, and then I watched Dorian Gray. This one's from 2009. Now, I had heard a few things about this one, like I don't think this movie is that well regarded, but I wanted to watch it because Douglas Henshall is in it, and you all know I love Douglas Henshall, so yeah, and he's a minor character in this movie, so I think I was more enjoying it for the fact of spotting whenever his character appeared. He does have a couple of notable scenes, but because he's the doctor in this film, but yeah, it's sort of because this one, it's yeah, it's the story of Dorian Gray, but if you know the story, but yeah, this one was interesting because I'm glad I watched this one when my parents went home, because holy sexy times Batman, there was a lot of it, and I'm normally, I mean, that doesn't like bother me, I've seen way worse scenes, but I was not expecting it in this movie. And yeah, the characters were basically hooking up left, right, and center, and I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't mind this one. It was an entertaining, I think it was like 2 hours. Not the best movie ever made, but it was watchable. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I liked the main characters, because it's Ben Barnes and Colin Firth. I liked them, and sort of how they dealt with the whole aging aspect, like with the character not aging, and I sort of liked how the film did deal with that side of it. So, but yeah, it wasn't a bad watch. So that was Dorian Gray. And then I ended up watching King Kong Escapes from 1967, which is the next film in my slowly working my way through the King Kong movies. This was one of the cheesiest movies I've seen, and I've seen a lot of cheese, so I did spend a good portion of the movie laughing at the terrible dialogue, and it's the main reason I gave this film 3 out of 5 stars, because the film itself is kind of bad, but the dialogue just was, it was kind of one of those over-the-top, like, the characters will just sort of pause, and then they'll, like, do this big monologue, and then they'll pause again for dramatic effect, and I think the main character is trying to channel William Shatner. That's the vibe I got from this movie. And yeah, there's moments where he's just like, oh, there's only one person it could be. It's my old enemy, Doctor Who, which as a Whovian, that made me laugh as well. So, yeah, it was a very cheesy movie, but I watched it, so... but yeah, so that was the next one that I needed to watch for my King Kong films, because I'm slowly making my way through the MonsterVerse movies, so yeah, so I did watch King Kong Escapes, and then I did start my watching the B-letter movies that I haven't watched in my collection. We'll be doing a separate video on this at some point, but I did start off with Beast of Burden, which is from 2018 and stars Daniel Radcliffe. That was the main reason I wanted to watch this movie. And again, this one was interesting because the first 2 acts are really solid. It's just Daniel Radcliffe's character in an airplane trying to... he's working for the undercover, I think it's the DEA, and then he's also negotiating with the... like the drug cartels, and he's going back and forth while he's in the cockpit, and the first 2 acts were fantastic. Like, it was bordering on a 5 out of 5 stars. And then the 3rd act happened, and it just went downhill. It's just, yeah, there was no real payoff, because the character's wife got involved, because like the cartels kidnapped her, and yeah, it was just because the whole reason he was doing all of this was because he needed money for his wife because she was sick. They had one of the worst endings of a movie that I've ever seen. Sort of a spoiler, but basically they tacked on the really tacky ending of, oh look, wife and kid now. The marriage that was falling apart is suddenly better, and there was no fallout from dealing, you know, the wife being kidnapped from the cartels, or the fact the wife was really sick and the prognosis wasn't good, because she had ovarian cancer, and I think the writers forgot that in the story. I did, because that just peeved me off when we got to the ending, and I was like, really? You went with that ending? One of the worst endings of a movie I've seen. I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars though, just because the first 2 acts are really solid. I've heard the movie Lock with Tom Hardy is the better movie version of this, so I may check that out at some point, but I had high hopes of this one, especially because it started off so promising, but then they added that really lame ending, and it just ruined it, so... Oh well. The first 2 acts were good. Acts of the film were good though. Daniel Radcliffe was good in this one. I just wanted more from the ending, and not the really lame tacky version that they put on, so... Because everything gets solved when you have a, you know, happy wife, kids, family. Yeah, it really enraged me that they went with that route. And I could ramble on about this as well, but yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it actually, because, yeah, there's no real payoff from the end. It's just... all the good bits take place in the air. So, yeah. I know it seems to be weird that I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars, but honestly, the first 14 minutes where he's just in the plane and he's dealing with all the phone calls, that was fantastic. I wanted more of that. So, yeah, so I watched Beast of Burden. And then the last movie that I have to talk about in this video is I finally watched the pro shot of Heathers the musical. I've never watched the movie, but I really wanted to watch the musical because it was on HBO Max, and it was fantastic. I finally understand the hype around Heathers. I really wish I could go see the Australian tour that's going on right now, but still like not quite up to a solo Sydney adventure just yet, but yeah, I really loved it, and I've been listening to My Dead Gay Son quite a bit. So my end of year Spotify wrap is going to be quite interesting, I think. So but yeah, I loved it. The songs, I mean, it's very dark. Just trigger warnings right there. This is a very dark like satire on high school. It deals with very dark themes, and just, yeah, it's not going to be for everyone, but I really loved this, so I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. And there we have it. That is the next batch of first time viewings that I wanted to talk about. So thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!